afternoon, friends. This is another segment of Henry Chooks and Friends, and we have our favorite pastor, Pastor Henry Chooks.
Good day, everyone. Nice to have you. I'm glad to be here again.
Okay, Pastor. These questions that I'm about to ask you are quite controversial, so I'm going to start on a soft pedal before dropping the bomb.
Okay, shoot it.
What do you have to say about finance in marriages?
Finance in marriage, very, very critical, very powerful. It is major. It has a prominent place in relationship. It has a prominent place in marriage. It is something that must be given, I said must, that must be given serious attention. Just as you give spiritual attention to your life, that's how you give serious attention to finance in relationship and marriage. Let me leave it at that.
Okay, you've heard it from Pastor Henry. Okay, so let's move out a bit. Do you think, based on our society, do you support that there should be a benchmark of your age when it comes to marriage, especially women?
Well, I believe in the holy book called the Bible. I live by the Bible. And a thorough search of the Bible, you won't find anywhere there is a benchmark for marriage, particularly for women. But we also God has given us sense to reason. So there are some things you might not expressly read in the Bible, but you should use your sense and know. For instance, there's nowhere it is written in the Bible, don't smoke. But we see it written all over, that smokers are liable to die young. So that one you use your brain. Also, in the issue of marriage and relationship, there's no particular age you could say, hey, this is an age that a woman must get married. But you just have to use your sense and know that by the reason of mortality, the workings of the body of a man and the workings of the body of a woman, there's a certain age bracket that it will be most profitable to get married within that age bracket. You get what I'm saying? Yes. Most profitable to you to get married within that age bracket. But there's no particular age that a woman cannot get married, within that age bracket. That's it.
Okay. Thank you very much for answering that question, which leads me to the bomb.
Okay.
Thanks to social media, people get to meet themselves online, unlike in the olden days where, it is marriage contracts they usually do. Then that's what I'll call it. People can meet themselves online, and many marriages have sprung up from those kind of relationships.
Sorry, Post. Jenny, there's something that just hit my mind about the last question. Yeah. And I think I should also put some clarity on that. Because I've had somebody had asked me this question. In fact, he was arguing. He's a pastor. He was arguing that the best time for a lady to marry is when she's still a virgin. All right? And he was making reference to Mary that gave birth to Jesus as a virgin. All right? And cited some other texts in the Bible where the Bible referred to virgins. All right. Now, is poor understanding of Bible words. All right. Virgin does not mean virgin everywhere in the Bible. The word virgin in the Bible was used for virgins, as in real virgins, young girls that have not known any man, that have not had any sexual intimacy. Virgin, the word virgin was also used to address women that are young or women that are unmarried. Women that are unmarried, the Bible in some context also used that word virgin to describe them or to talk about them. All right, so it doesn't mean that anyone that has lost her virginity has lost dignity if she gets married. No. It's wrong. All right. Well, let's save the rest on another Henry and Friend our friend's episode, I would.
You heard it here first from the man of God. A virgin is somebody that is not married.
Yes.
Okay, so let's have a case scenario, or an actual case actually, of a 31-year-old desperate, emphasis on the desperate woman, and a 37-year-old man. Now the woman earns significantly more than the man. She rakes in 4.5 million to 7 million naira monthly.
Yeah, she will be quite rich.
Yes, she's actually comfortable. And the man works and earns a salary of 150,000 naira. Social media
Not too bad.
brought them together. Now,
They got to know through social media.
yes, sir. Now, she lives in a 4-bedroom duplex and pays 6 million naira for rent.
That's the woman that's desperate to marry.
Yes, sir. The man stays in a 300,000 naira apartment. You know, she's in a gated, secured estate and what they call 1 room and parlor. And they are planning to get married because the relationship is leading to marriage now.
Yeah.
Emphasis on the woman being desperate.
Okay.
Now, the man said he cannot move into the woman's house, but he is willing to get an apartment of around 800,000 to 1 million naira. But he's willing to drive one of her cars. 2 questions. Do you think the man should actually leave that relationship and go for somebody that he can afford?
Well, this issue is a little bit complicated. If I give you yes or no answer, all right, it might be wrong. You might not really get all there is to get about this. So I will ask that you give me a little time to explain or to say what I think about this, because already there is something that's a foundational problem. That's a foundational problem there. If I understood you well, you said the lady is desperate to get married.
What society has done to her?
So, the challenge is, you said what society has done to her. So society is making her feel inferior now. All right?
Because of her age.
Because of her age. Now, the truth of the matter, Jenny, is this. Nobody can make you feel inferior without your permission. In fact, at her age, at 37, she should be strong enough to fight back at society. She cannot feel inferior if she doesn't want it. So that she is desperate to marry. I don't put the blame on the society. I put it on her weak willpower. Her willpower is weak. In fact, I was talking to a young lady a couple of days ago. I said to her, see, you don't need MRS to be relevant. You don't need to be a Mrs. to be relevant. There are a lot of women that have only MISS. They are Miss. And a lot of men answer them ma, not because they are bossy, but because of their impact. They pay the salaries of a lot of married women. They are in the same society. So relevance takes away desperation in a lady. So foundationally, she has it wrong. She's desperate to marry. And Jenny, one terrible thing about desperation is immediately you get what you are desperate for, your appetite for that thing dies. Immediately you get what you are desperate for, you lose some hunger and the sense of appreciation for that thing. All right? In economics, it's called diminishing returns. That's what it's called in economics. So if she's desperate for marriage, all right, immediately she marries. She can afford to do anything to please the man because of desperation.
Even leaving her comfort zone?
Or she could do that because of desperation. Desperation could make somebody do unthinkable things. Yes, desperation could make somebody do some unimaginable things. Desperation can make somebody behave in a way that is besides himself or herself.
But sir, what is wrong with him living with the woman? It's a rented apartment.
Yeah, it's wrong because she is desperate. Immediately she gets what she's desperate for. See, what's going to happen is that the young man will just be a tool to satisfy her desperation. So she doesn't really care, except you are not saying she's not desperate. Then I will look at it from another angle. For the fact that her desperation is to get married, she already has it on the wrong footing. Immediately that desperation is satisfied, you will be shocked what will come out of her. If she has her head on her shoulders, no, she won't be desperate. All right. Am I glad that a young lady could get about 37 and is not yet married? All right. I'm not glad for that. All right. If it's okay, if it's not okay by her. All right. But if it's okay by her, I am happy. But you see, one thing you have to understand is marriage is not a must. It's one of the things you pick on your journey in life. So there is already a wrong footing. She's desperate. And if I'm the young man, I will not marry her. It doesn't matter what she has. It doesn't matter if I'm on ground zero. Now, it's not about pride. It's about dignity. I don't want to be a pawn in somebody's head so that satisfy his or her desperation. No.
But he can drive one of her cars.
That is what I'm coming to. All right? Because she's desperate. If I'm the guy, I want to deal with that desperation first. I will make her understand that she's just who she is. She doesn't need me added to her life to become relevant. I can get her to think around. And when she thinks around, whatever I am postulating before her now, she will reason its desperation aside. I will get her to understand that she doesn't really need me to be who she ought to be in life. She doesn't need me to be acceptable in society. Because what is driving her now is societal acceptance. And she doesn't need me. After she marries me, society will place another demand on her.
Childbearing.
Society will place another demand on her for her child to go to the best of school. So as long as is desperation driven by societal expectation, we will never be happy. That's why I will not even drive her car. Because she's desperate. And that car she's allowing me to drive, all right, is so that I can help her to satisfy the expectation of the society. We will be under pressure. Any day society tells her, hey, look at you, your husband cannot go and work. He is woman rapper driving your car. She will come and vent that on me. Oh, you can't even earn anything. It's my car. Where in the world do you? Who does that? Somebody comfortably driving the wife's car. This, that. If society says so, I will not drive her car. I will not even go and rent. The young man he's not thinking. I will not even go and he said he will rent 800 or a million naira apartment for them to come in between. And no, I'm not going to do that. No. And one of the ways to kill her desperation, one of the ways to kill her desperation is for her to face the reality of life. So for me, moving from my room to somewhere, all right, how am I going to do that? My pay is, my take home is 150,000 a month, and I'm going to rent apartment of 1 million naira a year. How am I going to do that? Okay, if I earn 150,000 a month, that's going to be how much in a year? About 1.8,
1.9.
No, about 1.8. Right? No, about 1.6. That's 1.6 million. No, 1.8. Sorry, about 1.8 million. So when I remove 1 million for rent to satisfy her desperation, I'm left with less than $1 million. If you are living in this country with me, you pay. The other day they gave me electricity tariff 47,000 in a month, while 2/3 of the hours in a day, I don't stay home. They charge that. Okay, 47 times 12. I have to pay that. Transport, because from what you said, now the young man does not have a car, so he uses commercial public transport. He removes that. You see that? No, it's not making sense. You get that now? It's not making sense. So I will know, for him to do that, he's trying to satisfy somebody's desperation, and he will kill himself and kill the girl, because he will become frustrated now and begin to vent his frustration on this girl that is desperate. When desperation meets frustration, or frustration collides with desperation, the only result is death. Yes, when frustration collides with desperation, the result is death. There's no two way about it. Emotions will die, drive will die, motivation will die.
Wow.
Or lives, people will die, literally, as in dying. So I won't do that. All right, I won't drive a car and all of that. Reason: driving her car is not a problem. Renting the house is not a problem, because the problem is she is desperate because she wants to meet societal expectation to be acceptable in the society. No, that's wrong. If you had removed the desperation, then I would have known what other thing to say about it.
Maybe we'll remove the desperation in our next segment. Thank you very much, viewers, for joining us. I remain your host, Ikechukwu Jennifer. Thank you.
We'll see you again on another segment of Henry and Friends. Look forward to seeing you again. God bless you.
Bye.
Bye.